Good morning. Welcome to the English countryside. It's cold but lovely, glorious day. So what we're going to do today is trying to deal with something that is an annoyance to me massively, and probably you guys, because that's why you're watching this video, and that is mobile gimbals and smartphones. In my case, it's the iPhone because I don't use Samsung, sorry, but I'm an iPhone user. And ever since I got my iPhone 7 Plus mobile gimbal, it was just optical image stabilization within the rear-facing cameras. It's a good idea. It works in theory if you're holding your phone by hand. But if you want to use a motorized gimbal to get that smooth, steady footage, that's what it's for. It kind of doesn't work because the stabilization within the gimbal and the stabilization within the smartphone, they just fight each other, resulting in horrible, like jello, jittering, wobbling, rubbish footage that is pretty much unusable. And I actually went the other day, took the kids up the woods and used a gimbal with my phone, and I was really disappointed when it comes to editing the video because a lot of it was just unusable with the wobbling. But you know, this is why I'm going to try and deal with stuff today. So what I'm going to do is be testing, I'm going to be using Zhiyun Smooth Q and my iPhone 10, which is being filmed with now on the front-facing camera. I'm going to be using the rear-facing camera because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, the iPhone's dual camera on the back no longer has digital image stabilization. It is all optical image stabilization, which is basically a series of magnets that house the sensor and stop it moving around with movement. But obviously with the movement of the gimbal and the sensor fighting each other like they do on the gimbal, it's really frustrating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 tests today. I'm going to be using, like I said, the Smooth Q with the iPhone 10's rear-facing camera, all going to be in 4K 60 frames per second. I'm going to be using the iPhone's native camera app. I'm going to be doing the same test with the Filmic Pro app, and I'm going to be using Zhiyun Play app that goes with the gimbal as well. Filmic Pro app and the Zhiyun Play app, they both have image stabilization toggle on and off in the settings. That's digital image stabilization, which I'm pretty sure that these smartphones, or the iPhone 10 doesn't have digital image stabilization anymore. It's all optical. So I'm going to set up on the Smooth Q and run through a series of tests to see which setting will be best with all 3 different cameras. So the camera app, the native camera app in the iPhone 10, Filmic Pro app, and Zhiyun Play app. And all of them will be 4K 60. So I'm going to get set up and I'm going to go for a walk, try and film in the same places. I'm not going to be walking like a ninja, like they say. I'm going to be walking normally. I'm not going to be bouncing around like an idiot, but I just want to act normal, like I would do when I was trying to film my children in the park yesterday, and it just went completely wrong. So let's get on with it. Okay, so first up is the native iPhone camera app. On the iPhone 10 rear-facing camera, so literally just open the app and off you go. So I'm not going to, like I said, I'm just going to be walking normal. I believe that this is the best one out of all 3 of the cameras, just straight out the bat. Obviously you can't really, you know, I like to use Filmic Pro so I can shoot in flat and then colour correct it and colour grade it in LumaFusion, because I do pretty much everything I do on device these days, because you know I've only got a PC which takes like hours to fire up. But yeah, so this is 4K 60 on the native iPhone camera app, and I'm walking steady pace. I'm not like booting along, I'm not walking like a ninja, I'm literally just walking along as it is. I'm just going to step on and over a log, and we're going to head off over this way towards some waterfalls. So yeah, that is as it is. I'm going to do a little pan around. It is actually a gorgeous day, it really is. It's a bit chilly, but you know, I've got a glove on. What is it about? Happy days. And the face round into the sun. So I'm not going very fast. The faster you go, the more jitty you get as you're trying to pan round, which we don't really want, that's the idea. But from on the screen, it looks pretty smooth. And like I said, the native iPhone has always, to me, on the iPhone 10, has always been the better app to use, as it was on my 7 Plus previous. So what I'm going to do now is switch over to Filmic Pro 4K 60 again, and I'm going to do two tests with it. I'm going to do it with the stabilization off and then stabilization on, which I'll put it, it'll be on the screen in the corner so you can see which one I'm on. So I'm going to switch over to Filmic Pro stabilization off now. Okay, so now we're 4K 60 in Filmic Pro. Just walking along the water's edge. Let's have a little pan round. Really is nice here. There's nobody about at all. Just the odd swan. So Filmic Pro was what I was filming with when I took the kids for a walk yesterday. But I was filming flat 4K 24 frames a second to make it a little bit more cinematic. I didn't use 4K at all. I didn't use 4K 60 at all yesterday, but I do find that this one does jitter around a bit more. Like I said, I'm walking normally. There's all sorts of crap on the floor, which I'll pan down. Yeah, there's logs and crap and all over the place. So yeah, this is without stabilisation on. So Filmic Pro 4K 60 without the digital stabilisation, which I'm pretty sure doesn't make much difference anyway. But you never know. So I'm going to come down here, and then I'm going to switch out now to 4K 60 on Filmic Pro with the stabilisation on in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now this is with the digital stabilisation setting on in Filmic Pro. So you be the judge. Again, still 4K 60 frames per second. Looks like I've come to the end of the line here. I don't think I'm going to go across there. A little bit of panning around, that's the idea. So I'm going to head back this way so we can get around the other side, because I'm not trapped, I'm like in an island here. So that is Filmic Pro 4K 60 stabilised as such. I have picked up the pace a bit. I am trying to hold it very still in my hand, but there. Okay, so next test is I'm going to set it down a minute, and I'm going to fire up the Zhiyun Play app, connect it to the gimbal itself, else obviously you can't use it, and then I'm going to come back with the 4K 60 with the stabilisation off in the Zhiyun Play app. So that will change in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're in the Zhiyun Play app, just connected it to the gimbal, and this is got in the settings. So again, 4K 60 frames per second with what they call it anti-shake. So anti-shake is turned off, and yeah, so we're just gonna, oh god, just climbed over a massive stick. So let's have a look down the river. Bit high. Not rain much, but so we're going to head up back this way so I can get out of here and get round onto the other side of the field. So I'm going to have a little pan round away from the sun. Things are actually getting really cold now, so I'm going to have to put a glove on, but they're quite thick, it's going to make it difficult. So we're going to head back through the trees. Again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not walking like a ninja. I've got a lot of obstacles to get over. I'm just going to try and walk normally the best I can, keeping my hand still as possible like you would filming normally, so you can get the gist of the idea of what's going on. So I'm going to swap it out now. Just going to quickly go into the settings and turn the anti-shake off now. I actually meant turn the anti-shake on because it was already off. So this is with again, Zhiyun Play app, 4K 60 with the anti-shake function toggled on. See, to me on the screen it looks very jittery. It's like dropping frames or something, but it can't be possible. But I personally don't really use, if you've got a Smooth Q or a Smooth 4 or whatever, I don't tend to use this app very often. Anytime I do use it gimmickly, it's got the like the bit like the DJI drones and stuff that got the active track. Got an active track feature that can track your face or your body if you draw a circle around yourself, and it will track you, which is not bad if you're not moving far. So don't move far. But yeah, I don't really use this app at all. So there you go. So that's the tests of the cameras with both the settings, anti-shake on, anti-shake off. But like I said, it shouldn't make much difference whatsoever because it's optical image stabilization. That's the important bit here, not digital. And you be the judge to see what you reckon. I'll do a couple more pan arounds and stuff. It will say at the bottom left corner, be telling you what mode I'm in, and then I might have a little play around with something that shouldn't be done, but I'm going to give it a shot, see if it makes any difference. So see you in a bit. Okay, so to me, looking at the footage on the phone, you've seen obviously the footage properly, but to me it looks like the iPhone's native camera app seems to handle the stabilization issues way better than Filmic Pro or the Zhiyun Play app. Even with the digital stabilization on or off in Filmic Pro and Zhiyun Play app, there's still a lot of jitter in the video, which again, you know, if you're paying out money, if you've got like £1,000 smartphone and you've got, you know, 100 quid's worth, 200 quid's worth of gimbal, if DJI Osmo, whatever gimbal you've got, the idea for shooting video, smooth video on your mobile device, on your smartphone with a gimbal, is to have that smooth, buttery footage that you're looking for. So if optical image stabilization and the gimbals fighting against each other, then you're kind of just wasting your money. And you know, obviously I've tested a GoPro on the Zhiyun Smooth Q and it works really, really well compared to the smartphones. iPhone 5S, got an iPhone 5C, I put them on the gimbal, no issues at all. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you a little video of the front facing camera on the Smooth Q. And you can see without the digital stabilization on the front camera at all, the optical image stabilization on the front camera of the iPhone, it's a lot smoother straight away. Front facing, spin it round. So yeah, to me that's a lot smoother from the front facing camera, but you know, you've paid out money. If you want your smartphone camera to be the best camera it can be, i.e. 4K, 60 frames per second, whatever, you're going to want to use the rear facing cameras, and you're going to want to use a gimbal. But if they don't work, they don't work. Now what I'm going to do now is something that obviously a lot of people have tried to do, and that's stick a magnet on the camera, on the other side of the camera, on the screen on the front, to try and lock the OIS in place so that the stabilisation isn't moving around. Now I don't recommend doing this. I don't really want to do this. I have tested it. It does seem to be better, but I've only tested it briefly. So see what you reckon. I'm going to go back through quickly all three apps: native iPhone, Filmic Pro and the Zhiyun Play app, all with the stabilisation just set the same, with start again, with a magnet on the front of the screen to try and lock the image stabilization in place, and see if we actually get any kind of better footage. I have seen it done. I haven't seen it done on iPhone 10, but I'm going to give it a shot and see what it does, and you be the judge, let me know. So start with a native, then Filmic Pro, then Zhiyun Play. Magnet. Okay, this is with the iPhone's native app, trying to walk in a straight line. I've put the sun behind me so you can see my shadow in shot, so you can see roughly what kind of speed I'm moving at. So this is the iPhone native app, 4K 60, without the magnet in place. So I'm going to dump the magnet in place now. It's going to mess around a bit. Okay, now that is with the magnet locked in place on the screen, right where the camera, right where the magnets for the sensor are inside the phone, and see what you reckon, see if that's making any difference. I've got quite a pace going here. I'm not walking slow or anything. So now I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to take the magnet back off. So that's magnet off now. Still native iPhone app. So now I'm going to switch out to Filmic Pro. Okay, so now I'm in the Filmic Pro app without the magnet on, just walking, like I said, at a steady pace. The sun seems to have disappeared. You can just about see my shadow. So I am moving along. I'm not just ambling. I'm not doing ninja walking. It's just a steady walk. Hang on, that's a bit overexposed there. So yeah, I'm not doing any ninja walking. I'm just walking quite normally down this path. Just do a slight pan left and right. Okay, so now I'm going to place the magnet in place. So now that's the magnet in place again. Filmic Pro 4K 60, rear facing camera, iPhone 10, with a magnet on the front of the screen. Hard to tell, got the sun behind me on the screen, I can't really see. You're the judge, not me, because I can't see properly, but it looks a bit smoother. So I'm just going to carry on down here a little bit further, then I'm going to quickly swap out for Zhiyun Play app and do the same on that. Actually, before I switch to the Zhiyun Play app, I'm just going to quickly take the magnet off whilst moving along. So that's now the magnet off. Didn't really stop, slowed down a little bit just to slide the magnet off the screen. So now I'm going to switch out to Zhiyun Play app. Zhiyun Play app now, and straight away this one just looks the worst on the screen that I can see of, which is a bit crap really, because it's their own app on their own gimbal. But so this is without the magnet, 4K 60, iPhone 10. So I'm going to place the magnet on now. You get a little jitter. Okay, magnets in place. So just walk down here a bit. I'm picking up the pace a bit now. I've walked quite far doing this video. I'm not used to it. Got a long way to go back to my van, but look at that day, it's beautiful. Look at a quick pan around there. See the drain, some seagulls. We're the most inland town in England. Yeah, there's loads of seagulls. Okay, back to the front. The drain up there. Right, okay, so back to the front. So I'm just going to quickly whip the magnet back off now. So that's the magnet now off. So again, just walking along, Zhiyun Smooth Q, Zhiyun Play app, iPhone 10, rear facing camera, wide lens. Well, better point out that these are all in a wide lens. I'm not doing any telly or anything like that. It's all just a normal wide angle lens. So right, there you go. So I'm going to switch it off now. Okay, so that's pretty much all the tests complete. I'm now back on the front facing camera and I'm still on the gimbal. So I'm going to move it around. So I'm just going to walk back up here now. You can see my shadow in the background. You can see roughly how fast I'm going, and you can see how the front facing camera on the iPhone 10 is faring up compared to its rear counterparts on the gimbal. So yeah, so conclusion really, obviously I've not watched this footage back. You'll watch it. This is a massive frustration for me, because you know, I wanted to get myself a gimbal so that I could get smoother footage, because I like, you know, take the kids out, film them, make little home videos for my family, and yeah, it's been disappointing really, and I think it has for a lot of people, but hopefully this helped. Like I said, I've not looked at it back. I'll have a look when I get home, obviously into editing, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's kind of like, you know, two things cost a lot of money, should work together, but they don't. But you know, from the footage, I believe the front facing camera was the most stable one, and that's again just native. Sorry, no, this is Filmic Pro. Sorry, this is Filmic Pro, not the native camera app. The native camera app from the rear of the phone on the native camera app seemed way better than Filmic Pro, which in turn was way better than the Zhiyun Play app, which on the phone screen looked absolutely rubbish. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Magnets, probably not the best idea with something so expensive, but at the end of the day, it's not on there for long. Can't really see it doing much damage for a little short stint. It's not a very powerful magnet. It came off a fridge magnet, but it does seem to lock the the image sensor in place, so it's a bit smoother. So let's move that overexposed again. So yeah, see what you think. You know, if you want to get a Smooth Q, Smooth 4, thought about upgrading to Smooth 4, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to stick with the Smooth Q. I like it. DJI Osmo Mobile, thought about getting one of them, but it doesn't do 360. This one goes 360, which I really like. So I'll stick with this one. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Basically now, almost breaking into a run. I'm running, and now magnet on. Refocus, because that was rubbish. Right, magnets on, running into the sun. Come on, you can do it. Run faster, man, run faster. Not very easy to run with a great big camera bag on your back. I've dumped the tripod under the little arch bridge, so I need to go and find that. Hopefully no one's nicked it. I doubt it very much, because there's no one about. Goodbye. Right, finally managed to make it back up the hills in my van. It was some walk, but like I said, it's a beautiful day, so I can't complain. But I've had a chance to have a look back at some of the footage, and to be honest, the magnet thing didn't really work that well. It did a little bit on certain cameras, apps. I think the iPhone's native app it worked best on. Filmic Pro, again, I'm looking on my little screen, so it's hard to tell till I get back home to the computer and then onto the TV to look at them properly. But the magnet's not the strongest. It's the strongest one that I could find on the fridge, but it's not that strong. It kind of does lock it in place, but there is slight movement still. So conclusion really is, if you want to do mobile videography with a gimbal, I'd probably go down to like a 6 or a 5S with a 1080p camera, which is plenty good enough without the optical image stabilization, because you know there's no way of turning it off. There's no way that these apps can control it, even though they have anti-shake and stabilization built within the apps. All that does is a digital stabilization, which iPhone 10 camera rear facing doesn't have that anymore. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. If you do know different, then let me know, but I'm sure it's all optical image stabilization, which you cannot turn off. And with the gimbal, it just doesn't, you know, it's not how I wanted it to be. I mean, sometimes I can get the Smooth Q out and my phone, put it all together, go and film the kids quickly, look back and go, that was really, really good. Try and remember what settings I used and then use it again, and it just doesn't, you know. The options are, you go and buy an expensive DSLR camera and a proper, you know, stabilised crane rig, or get yourself a Mavic Pro drone and film that way. But this way is just, you know, it's never going to be great unless you can really walk like a ninja, which, let's be honest, I mean, there's no one about today, but if I was in the park with the kids and I was walking around like a ninja, I think I'd look pretty stupid and feel pretty stupid. So see what you reckon to the videos, and let me know if you know anything that I don't know that can make things different. But my conclusion is they don't work well together. Thanks for watching. See you soon. See you soon. See you soon. See you soon. See you soon.